in this video I want to talk about the process that I use to learn a new deck. And Yu-Gi-Oh, like, first of all, is complicated. The cards have so much text on them these days, it's really hard to just figure out the synergies of what's actually going on. Luckily, there's a process that I want to share with you. That's my process. I'm sure there are many processes, but I want to tell you how I go about learning a new deck. This is the same thing I've done for like the last several decks that I've learned or taken an interest in, and I want to share it with you guys. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Step number one is going to be the hardest step, apparently, for all Yu-Gi-Oh players. It's to read the cards in the archetype. You know, reading is hard sometimes, a time-consuming process, but I beg you, just read the cards in the archetype you're trying to learn. For example, I was learning Goaty, Synchro Boys, and I read every single Goaty card. Nice little pat on the back for me, but it was necessary. You know why? Because when I read the cards, I try to see, okay, now I kind of get some kind of idea of what this deck is actually trying to do. Oh, these cards synchro summon on my opponent's turn. Oh, this card, when it's synchroed on my opponent's turn, banishes the entire field. Clearly, my job is to use this card to summon this card on my opponent's turn. And we can finally start figuring out what's going on. There's also cards that you read that are total crap, but you still have to know the entire pool to know how to build the deck, and you don't want to go completely by what everyone else is doing. You want to kind of make those decisions for yourself and understand why some cards are played and some cards are not played. So step one, please read the cards. Step two, watch some content. Watch some content on YouTube, or, you know, if you're not into that, or if you know someone that actually plays this deck already personally, watch them play, but watch what the deck is doing. My personal favorite is to watch the DB Grinder on YouTube, especially for the more meta-relevant decks, to really find out what these decks are trying to do, how they're played, their play style. Are they fast? Are they slow? Combo, control, you know, what kind of tech cards are being played that don't have the actual archetype name on them, and that kind of thing. So that's my step two for sure, is to watch content of creators that I think that are actually competent with the deck. Listen to their reasonings for card choices, watch what they're doing, you know, the card orders of activation, what the combos start to look like, and that kind of thing. Step number three, build the deck yourself. This can be in person if you're willing to pay for the cards before you really know what the deck is doing or know exactly the ratios that you want to be playing, or just build it online. Honestly, just put it together. This will include net decking. Net decking is a totally fine thing, and if you don't know what net decking is, it's copying someone else's deck list that you found somewhere else, usually on the net. Put it together, put it into a simulator. Okay, look at the ratios. Do the ratios make sense? Are they playing enough non-engine? Are they playing the right type of non-engine? Hand traps, board breakers. What is the deck really trying to do? And do this for multiple builds. Please do not just put one build together. Try multiple builds. If you're playing Goaty, or if you want to play Goaty, there's Pure, there's White Aura, there's Runic. Okay, if you're trying to play Branded, there's 60 card Branded, there's 40 card Branded, there's 50 card Branded with Edge Imp package. You know what I'm saying? There's Branded Synchro, there's Branded Bestial. Look at them all, man. It doesn't cost anything to, you know, start putting stuff together in a simulator, and you'll be able to kind of realize what is going on. Why are people playing 3 of this card but only 1 of this? And you'll start rereading the cards, okay? And you'll become more familiar. Being familiar and comfortable with the cards is like one of the most important things when it comes to learning a deck, because when it actually comes time to play this deck in person, or, you know, online or whatever, you have to be quick. But you should really know what your cards are trying to do. So step 3 is going to be build the deck and make sure, and, you know, each iteration of this, read the cards, right? Step number 4, solo test hands. Okay, in your simulator, go ahead and click go to solo mode for Dueling Book, or go to test hand for EDO Pro, or whatever simulator you're using. Or if you're in person, if you have the cards, personally I like to build the deck in person. You know, it's a little bit more costly that way, but I like to physically hold the cards and read them whenever I want and kind of manipulate my test hands how I want. But do test hands. Draw 5, play out a combo, right? How is this looking? Am I consistently bricking? If so, your deck build is probably bad and it needs some modification, right? Or if you want to test a particular card in the deck, what you can do is just have that card. Say I want to play Branded, right? Say I want to play Branded and I want to test Springen's Kit. Okay, so I'm going to just take my copy of Springen's Kit, put it aside, draw 4 cards. And what I'm essentially doing is crafting test hands where I'm guaranteed Springen's Kit in that hand. So if I have Kit plus 4 random cards, how is that hand looking? Am I liking Springen's Kit? Do I want to open it? Do I want to play 3 of it? Do I want to play 2 or 1 or 0? Okay, having the cards in hand will allow you to kind of manipulate the test hands for efficient testing, right? Also, what test hands do is allow you to learn the combos. The blind combos, assuming your opponent has no hand traps, what can your deck do? This is especially relevant for, obviously, combo decks. If you're trying to learn Snake Eyes, you want to know, okay, if I start with Snake Eye Ash and 4 hand traps, how do I combo? So you're just going to do that on repeat, man. You're going to summon the Ash, go through your combo, right? What if you don't open Ash? What if you open only Poplar? Learn the Poplar combo, okay? It's stuff like that. You got to go through and test every single iteration. You got to, like, practice, honestly. Like, practice makes perfect, you know that, but you have to actually put in the reps if you're going to learn a deck. These decks are not easy most of the time, okay? Step number 5, last step, play some real games. You know your test hands. If you don't get hand trapped, what happens if you do get hand trapped? What happens if you go second into this board? You have to start learning it that way, right? So that's really the final piece. That's the final piece. If you know what to do if you don't get stopped, you just have to know what to do against every other deck. And that's, once you know that, you've learned the deck in its entirety, right? You'll be able to adapt to changes in the meta. You know, if some end board ends on 1 negate versus 2 negates, you might know how to, like, deal with that. Or if they have a negate plus a random hand trap, you know how to deal with that. And just the more practice you put in, playing actual games, whether it's online or in person. I personally love, like I've said all video, I love in-person play. Take it to your locals, just let it rip. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. Just accept that you're gonna lose and learn from it. Learn from your mistakes. Learn how to deck build your deck a little bit better, so that next time you have a little bit better chance. And you keep growing your potential with the deck by actually putting in the reps. So let's recap the 5 steps, okay? Number 1, read the cards. Number 2, watch other people play the deck so you know what you're doing, okay? Number 3 is to build the deck yourself, of course. Net deck, that's fine. Make some adjustments, personalize it, that's fine as well. Understand the ratios, understand why people are playing the builds they're playing, okay? And that comes with building multiple variations. Number 4, solo test hands. Once you have the deck built, learn the combos yourself uninterrupted. Assume your opponent has no hand traps. Maximize your board. If you can't maximize your board against nothing, how are you supposed to actually play into interruptions, right? So learn the solo test hands. And then number 5, test the deck for real. Test against other decks. Try going second. Bring it to locals. Play online. That kind of thing until you are satisfied with your mastery of the deck. All right, so that'll wrap up this video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this is useful. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Leave a like, sub to the channel. See you later.